to the white Scottish women. Just like really quick, just really quick, three little words of advice, tips, as you might call them. Okay, just real brief. I'll keep my team brief. Number one, when Black people in America or Black Americans direct a question at somebody that is a part of the Black diaspora, the question is meant to be answered by Black people of that diaspora. You know, just saying that, like, you coming on and saying that you all don't do the whole Black Scottish or white Scottish thing, when over on TikTok I'm seeing all these Black Scottish people call themselves Black Scottish people and hashtag Black Scottish, you know? So I'm just saying, maybe you want to have a conversation with your fellow countrymen about that, but maybe you shouldn't be the one taking initiative to speak for them, right? Maybe let them be the ones to answer the question, okay? If we wanted to ask you, we would ask you. Number two, again, so when just anybody of color, but in this case Black people, are asking the Black people of that country about the racism they experienced by the palm coloreds, you know, in particular, it's usually not the palm coloreds, again, that we want to hear from to tell us whether or not there is or isn't racism. It's like, you know, you're going to the person that would most likely be perpetuating the racism and saying, hey, there is no war in Bossing Say. No, there is no war in Bossing Say. Again, just my advice. Just my advice. Maybe you wouldn't know. Maybe you don't experience it because you're not the one that'd be on the receiving end of it. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that you are, or that you would be racist. I don't know. I don't know, girl. But I'm just saying, maybe, again, this question was not really directed at you. And just last, but certainly not least, you did answer the question. Yeah, you for sure answered the question. I don't think you answered it in the way that you think you answered it. I don't think that you sent the message that you were meaning to send. But to every Black person in America, you answered the question and told us everything we needed to know. And that's pretty much what we were looking for. But, you know, hey, who am I? Just a person in America watching y'all do what y'all do. But, okay. Have the day you deserve. Okay, bye.
Welcome back to Peepodcove Life. And life is life in Scotland, and the Black Scottish people are responding to the Black Americans. And now we're having a real conversation. So I got a mashup for y'all. And some people are pissed off. Some people are sharing, but there's a lot of conversation going and information is getting passed back and forth. If you're from Scotland and you find this video, let me know down in the comments. Answer some questions. Hopefully you guys run into this mashup video and just add to it. Add to the comments. Let everybody know what it's like in Scotland.
Oh God, here y'all come, because Black Americans can't ever do nothing on this app without y'all getting upset. Why are y'all mad that we're talking to the Scots? Well, I mean the Black Scots, the Black Scottish people. Why are y'all mad? Like, what is that to be mad about? If we want to convene and have a key and have community with some Black Scottish people, what is that to be upset about? Mind you, it's people that are neither Black nor American chiming in, insulting us, trying to make us seem like we don't have brains. Oh, they thought the boat just stopped in America, even though half the time when we have these diaspora conversations, we're the ones telling y'all the only thing that separates us is a boat stop. These same people, they got all this smoke for Black Americans and everything Black Americans do, are using AAVE while trying to insult us and trying to downgrade us. The jokes write themselves. But honestly, I don't really care about all that because y'all just gonna hate what we do regardless. My question for the Black Scottish people, what are y'all eating over there and what is the air quality like? Because every Black Scottish person I've seen so far, skin glowing, like immaculate. I need to know. Like, maybe Scotland may be the move. It may be the move. Somebody tell me, what's the racism like over there on a scale from 1 to 10? Let us know.
Black and we're Scottish, and yes, we do exist.
Yes, troops, we're Black and we're Scottish, and aye, we do exist. We've got an African restaurant down in Scotland, Glasgow. Come down, don't be shy. Try some goosey soup and fufu.
Genuinely unreal. Like, I feel so special right now. I'm looking through some of my comments and some of them are typing, but y'all exist. And I'm just like, aye, we do. We do. There's Black cunts in Scotland, mate. Just normal cunts like me and you. Like, I'm flicking through some of my comments and some of them are still typing, like, y'all are rare gemstones. And it's like, it's weird because like when I'm reading the comments, I can actually hear myself in an American accent. It's fucking weird. But aye, there is black cunts in Scotland and we do exist, so yeah.
Americans have found Scottish black people. And then I look at my comments and they're literally flooding my comments about talking about we found you. Girl, I've been here. We've been here. Oh, for real, but we've actually been here for years. Just no one recognises us or our talents.
Black Scottish TikTok is trending, and I for one think it's a great thing. For one, I don't have the strongest accent. I've got a wee bit of slang here and there, but it's not too strong. Even though I've been here for like 14 years. But yeah, the reasons I think it's a great thing is just because, you know, there's tons of Black Scottish people. I know a lot, obviously, because I am one.
You live there.
But especially on TikTok, there's a lot of Black Scottish creators or black people in Scotland. There can be Afro Scots, Caribbean Scots, you know, people from all over the world have settled in Scotland. And there's like third generation Black Scots here, like they've been here, their grandparents moved here, do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's creators, there's a lot of talented people that have been trying to like grow their platform in Scotland for a very long time. And it's been very difficult because Scotland itself is quite isolated. And then to have another smaller community within Scotland, even further isolates yourself. So it's been quite difficult to like expand. That's why Black Scots TikTok blowing up is really amazing, because a lot of smaller creators like myself are getting the platform to showcase what we can do. I'm in fashion myself, I'm in streetwear. So thank you guys for all the follows and everything. So make sure to keep supporting Black Scots TikTok.
Make sure y'all get out there and support each other. Support each other. If there's any creator out there that find me from Scotland, my last name is actually Glasgow. I love to do some collaborations with y'all over there. Well, we got a Black Scottish in a kilt. And I got to kill the music because he's a goddamn Drake fan. I'm going to let it play.
Who's calling it?
It's got to be. There's no way you're putting this on your thing.
Who's calling that shit? Who?
Hey, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Can't hate on him. I hate on the music, but other than that, yeah.
Morning troops, how you all doing? Hi family, hi Americans, hi cousins,
hello.
Hi the whole of America basically. I'm just one being so great. First of all, I'm just going to thank the Americans. You guys have been so good. I basically heard a lot about Americans. I've been living in this country for a year already. Got to know how Americans are, but the way their internet, how they love the show, it's so very great. I've been so happy, and I'm just open to answer every question, how you guys feel, how to understand everything. Americans, you guys have been so lovely. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. I'm just going to go in the point. Most of the questions has just been basically how white Scottish people treat black Scottish people. I know it's a big question. I personally didn't want to go into those questioning just basically to answer, to feel how people are going to be like, oh yeah, you said that. I didn't want to go into it because I've got a couple of white family, like a little bit mixed all the way down. So I didn't want to go into it. But basically, I'm going to be like, to put myself in to answer some of the questions. Yesterday, I pulled the skin routine. I don't even have a skin routine, but basically, you were asking, what do I use on my body? I don't really use a lot. I showed in one of my videos that that's what I use. We're just learning, so anything I say and it's going to be harmful to anybody, please make it so positive so I don't also feel bad on the internet. I made a comment yesterday about how Americans also don't really know their Intel's backstory, and people were actually showing that Americans also know the originality. I'm so grateful that y'all been so cool and just basically learning, teaching other people to know. You are learning from us, and I'm also learning from you. So if anything I say is going to be a problem, pardon me about that. I'm going into details how racism in Scotland works. Racism in Scotland works in a little bit pretending way. I'm so sorry how Scottish people are going to feel about that, right? But I'm just going to say, in terms of my white family Scottish people, it's a little bit high, but it's alright. It depends on how you maneuver yourself around. In Scotland, if you stay in a train, it's so very difficult for a white person to sit beside a black person. It's normal, we just used to it, so it's cool. Most in high school, primary school, college, university, and all that, there's a little bit racism in it, in terms of teachers and all that. I know most people are trying to make it feel as if there's no racism in Scotland. There is. I know most restaurant in Paisley, in Glasgow, you go there, you book for a reservation, to go for a restaurant in.
And that's the thing. Once you black everywhere. Everywhere in the world. They treat you the same way. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good people in this world. But every now and then, somebody bring you back to reality. And if you know, you know, right?
Oh my days, the Americans has discovered the Black Scottish. Don't you lot learn anything in them schools, innit? Don't you lot learn anything, bitch? Shut the fuck up. Shut y'all dumbasses up. You just mad because we don't want to eat beans on toast. That shit disgusting, bitch. Right? You niggas are using the Black Scottish people. Shut up. Y'all mad? Y'all just fucking jealous. We don't want nothing to do with y'all motherfuckers, bro. But that one Scottish person, the one Black Scottish dude that's fighting for his life, saying that he has European heritage, any Scottish person or any Black European that's speaking like that, come to the front. We trying to learn. We trying to learn something. We might get to the bottom of something.
That's why we all here to learn from each other. I've been saying that from
in Edinburgh, as the Black Scottish woman I am. Why is no one talking about the stairs in Edinburgh? Huh? Every single day. Uphill battle. Why is no one talking about that? Huh?
You notice how she didn't say she was a colored Scottish? She was black.
Child, the Scottish are just as messy as Black Americans. So there's this Black Scottish man calling Africans 30% mud huts. Look, a fly.
Okay.
30% mud hut infrastructure depleted, stolen land. He was going in. I'm just like, oh my God, because this Black British girl was saying, yeah, Scottish people in Ireland, all them black people over there in Ireland, Scotland, they don't even know like us. They great grandparents came from Ghana and Jamaica and Africa, just like you have Nigerian Americans. It's the same thing in Ireland. He was livid. He was like, don't you dare talk for us, ho. We are Aboriginals in Scotland. They removed us from the British Isles and put us here so they can take our lands. So they ain't no bull, like, we ain't come from there. We know who we are. Because y'all remember when the white people were trying to say we were African back in like the 90s, the Africans came up in the 2000s like, dumb bastards ain't from here. They not from here. It's not our fault they don't know who they are. They're American. But it's now kind of reversed. Everyone comes from Africa after all the rhetoric. And then people from these Aboriginal lands are like, bitch, we never came from you. We come from here. Y'all come from there. We come from here. It's messy. But this is the type of stuff that we need to have happen as a Black person. Think of a birthday party. Christmas, Thanksgiving, family reunion. This is normal for us. Everyone else just get to watch us talk about stuff they don't understand.
See, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. A lot of us Black people act the same. I'm going to tell y'all something. I've gone to a lot of different countries, right? And the one thing I know how we all connected when it comes to Black people, start running and see how much Black people start running with you. I don't care where you go in the world. Ain't nobody asking no questions. Ain't nobody asking where we going. We gonna figure that out when we get there. Yo, what you running for? Why you running? Why you was doing this? You know?
Not gonna lie, I thought we'd be able to enjoy the love from our American cousins for a little longer before things inevitably started going left, but here we are, a little sooner than I expected. Someone's asked me to do a video about how I refer to myself, like what I identify as basically, and what other people consider that I am. Someone actually left a comment on one of my videos saying that I'm not Scottish, I'm Nigerian, a Nigerian living in Scotland, basically. So the Americans rightfully want to know what we identify as, because I've seen people say that, like, Americans refer to themselves as, like, African American, you know, Hispanic American, or whatever else. It's always, like, something American if you're not, like, Caucasian. but we don't really do that over here. So some people are saying, oh no, they're just Scottish, and some people are saying, no, we are Black Scottish. Like, there's this whole thing going on, like an argument. First of all, that's a valid question, like what do we identify as? But I think it's also quite difficult because, like, I grew up north, and I moved over here when I was 5. So I moved up north when I was 5, and at the time we were like the only Black family in the area. There was really no one else, maybe another family, but not even in like really our area. In our school, it was literally just me and my siblings were the only Black people. And it was that way till I went to high school. And it was only when I was leaving high school then like other Black people were there. There was only one other Black boy in my high school, in my like class at the time. So there have been times where I would say like, oh, I'm from up north, and people would be like, no, but where are you from, like, originally? And then there are times where you'll be like, oh, I'm Nigerian, and people will be like, no, but where in Scotland are you from? So there's always been, I feel like, this kind of internal crisis and sense of not knowing exactly, not where you're from, but not knowing where you fit in. And then there will always be those people who, like I said, there will be people who just see everyone in Scotland as Scottish. And then there are people who are like, no, but where are you really from? Like, you're not from here. And they make a point to kind of emphasize that sometimes. I'm going to speak from like my personal experience now. I think growing up in a predominantly white area where you are the only representation of yourself, you and your family are really the only representation of yourself, especially growing up into like my teenage years, being like that and only really mixing with loads of Black people when I was in uni, I think there was I definitely had some kind of identity crisis, in the sense that, like, when I met other Black people, it's almost like code switching. When I met other Black people, I was so like happy. I was like, oh my God, I was gassed. Like, oh my God, there are more people here. And you like want to like naturally kind of belong, because that's what you know. When like the other people are telling you, you don't fit in, you don't look like us, you don't belong here, basically. You want to fit in with your own people. And then there are times where when there's no one else that looks like you there, you really have no other option than to try to fit in and to try to assimilate to the people that are around you and the people that you see every single day. Yeah, I would say I'm Black Scottish or Nigerian Scottish, whatever. Because, you know, like, I'm Nigerian, and that's something I'll always be true to. But then after that, like, I'm Scottish. This is what I know. Like, this is where I know. This is where I've grown up. This is where I've been raised, basically. Now I kind of don't let anyone kind of put me in a box. I kind of say, this is who I am, this is what I am, and anyone that's trying to tell me otherwise, I'm just kind of like, no, you're not gonna push your view or what you think I am onto me. So like, for the person saying, no, you are Nigerian living in Scotland, I'm fully aware of that. Like, I know I am Nigerian and I live in Scotland, but this is also where I've grown up. On the flip side, there are people who, I wasn't born here, so there are people who are born here and do fully identify as like Scottish, but will also identify with their heritage as well. So I think it's really unfair to try and put people in boxes and say, oh no, but you do realize you're a Nigerian living in Scotland or Ghanaian living in Scotland. I think it is up to the people like us who live here and who were maybe born here or who weren't, to decide what we identify as. I don't think it's fair for anyone else to kind of push onto us, because like I said, the people who were born here, imagine like this is all they know, and maybe they haven't visited, or maybe even if they have, this is still their home, and you know, they were fully born here. So who are you? Who are you to tell somebody that they don't belong here or they're not from here, or where are you really from? And a wider sense of what racism is like here in America, I feel like it's a bit more direct, whereas here it's more so, sometimes you do get direct racism, people just blatantly being racist to you in front of your face, but I feel like it's more so microaggressions for the most part. Primary school was really hard. Primary school and like high school was the worst of it. That's, I feel like, where I experienced the most blatant in my face racism on a, like, almost on a daily at a point. Again, being like the only Black person in the community and in my schools, it was really tough. Unfortunately, racism is everywhere, so it is here. But I feel like it's so unfortunate, but as Black people, we're just at the point now where it's a matter of, okay, racism is everywhere, but how racist is it, you know? And it's a shame that we have to ask these questions. So I'm glad that you guys have asked, and I hope that I've done a good enough job answering this question. I hope it sheds a bit more light. We love that you guys are asking questions. We love that you guys are interested. We love that you guys want to come here. So yeah.
And just make sure the right ones come over there, because you don't want to get Ray Ray and Pookie over there. They're going to just tear stuff up. Listen, I know exactly how she feels because I came from another country to America. And you keep your heritage, your culture, and you kind of merge into the American culture with that. So I'm Western and I'm Trinidadian, American, Trinidadian, Tobagonian. I don't know how you want to call it, but she's Nigerian, so you'll be. But I totally understand what she means, and it's crazy because living here in America, you go certain places where there's no Black people, and you do feel like that, where you gravitate towards what makes you feel comfortable, and that only means one thing to me: we all came originally from the same place, because there's no way you can tell me we all go out in the world and always have to struggle or feel that way. And it doesn't matter what country it is. I mean, I didn't see too much in my homeland because it's more African American or Africans living there because we Black, more Black people living there than anything. But listen, everybody's having a different experience out there, and I'm loving the conversation we're all having. It doesn't matter who you are. You're part of the culture. There are a lot of mixed cultures going on. I know racism is a thing. It will always be racism in the world. It's getting better, but we still got a lot of work to do. And I need y'all to let me know down in the comments if you ever been to Scotland. I definitely want to visit. My last name is Glasgow, and I've always wanted to go there and visit and see what it's like, because that's my surname. So I'm assuming that somehow the people that owned my greats last name was Glasgow. I don't think that's a very unique name. But y'all need to let me know down in the comments how y'all feel. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. This is Peepodcove Life. When life hits you in the face, gotta get up and keep going again. It's a Jet 2 holiday. Peace out, y'all.